What's up, guys, and welcome back to Bolt Action Ballistics. It's a rainy day today, a perfect day to be melting down ballistics gel, so that's what I'm doing today. This kit here did not come with meltdown instructions, so I'm kind of just figuring it out on my own. This is my first time doing it. I did check out a few videos online, and I think I'm doing it correctly, but if I'm not, let me know in the comment section. So basically, we're taking this rabbit that we shot a few videos back, and we're just cutting it up into little bitty pieces, getting all the bullet pieces out of it, and putting it into our mold. The roaster oven is going. I already got most of this rabbit in there, and we're getting to the part of the rabbit that's got more bullet pieces in there. And yeah, so it's a little bit of a process trying to get all these bullet pieces out. Time consuming. It's really not that complicated. It just takes a lot of time. But let's take a closer look at this and give you guys a glimpse of what's going on here in the meltdown process of ballistics gel. Kind of excuse my clutter here, I got a big mess going on. Okay, so basically what I'm doing here is I take the knife and I make a cut, and you can basically just take it, it's got a cut started, and you can just rip pieces off of there. And check this out. Here's a 22 long rifle bullet. Me and my daughter were out planking one day, and we shot into this rabbit that had been already shot up in a previous video. We were just having a little bit of fun of our own, and we did put a few 22 LR rifle bullets in this ballistics gel as well, in this rabbit. So now you just got to take it and get all these bits of bullets out of here. Pieces of lead, pieces of jacket. Tear it all down to pieces and clean it as you go. Okay, so the roaster oven is going. So I'm cutting this up, cleaning it, putting it in the roaster oven as I'm cutting it. And once I got some cut, I just open it up and add some. I'm not 100% sure if this is the correct way of doing it. From the videos that I've seen, they had a mold completely full of pieces ready to go in the roaster oven, and then they fire up the roaster oven. Me, I'm kind of cutting it, cleaning it, putting it in there as it's going. But let's take a closer look at the process here. I'll give you guys a close-up look, but this is the way I'm doing it. I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing it differently or not, but if you have any tips and tricks of better ways of doing it, let me know in the comment section. This is my absolute very first time doing this, and I guess we'll give it a try. If I have to do something a little bit different next time, I will. I have 3 batches that are ready to be melted down, and here's my first batch. Still got quite a bit to go on this rabbit. And then we'll start cutting up the second rabbit. I think it's going to take about a rabbit and a half to make this 6x6 by 16 inch block. But let's take a closer look here. I'll show you all the pieces that I've been getting out. And yeah, it's quite a process. A little bit time consuming, but I think it's going to be well worth it. We can make a lot of videos and yeah, have a whole lot of fun. Taking this ballistics gel, getting all that bitty pieces out. I'll make sure that black stuff doesn't get in there. I'll set that stuff aside. But yeah, that's what we're working with, trying to get all them pieces out of there, getting it chunked up. And there's a pile of bullet pieces that I got out of there so far. We got some 22 LR. Me and my daughter were having a little bit of fun of our own one day after a video, and we shot some 22 LR into it, which I'm planning on doing a full video on that once we got some blocks made. And some pretty awesome stuff. Let's take a quick look inside the roaster oven. My chunks are probably a little bit bigger than what they recommend, but we got the melting process started. So the instructions I'm finding online say to chunk it up into like 1-inch cubes or 1-inch square pieces at close as possible. My chunks are a little bit bigger. The melting process, the heat, we're supposed to run it from 250 to 270 degrees. I think I'm currently at about 260, I think. Yeah, about 4 hours of meltdown time. It may take longer if I got bigger chunks. And it says to keep cooking it until all air bubbles come to the top. and then the cooling process is like 12 hours or something. So yeah, there's quite a process to getting this stuff melted down, but I think it'll be well worth it. We got a lot of videos coming up, so stay tuned for that, and we're going to keep melting down, and I'll give you guys some more glimpses as this stuff melts down. But I'm going to keep busy with chunking up this one, and I have another rabbit right there we have to chunk up, and I have two 16-inch blocks that are ready for the roaster oven as well. And I think we're going to get 3 blocks out of this deal between the 2 rabbits and the 2 16-inch blocks we've shot in previous videos. Okay, so I'm down to my last little chunk of the rabbit here, and I wanted to show you guys this, that black stuff. So right there's all that black stuff. I'm going to cut around that the best I can, and I'm not going to put that in the roaster oven. So we can keep a nice clear ballistics gel. And here's all the little bitty pieces we got out of this rabbit. This is a 60 grain 22 LR. Like I said, me and my daughter were having a little bit of fun of our own. After a video, we decided to shoot to that rabbit with a 22. That rabbit was so shot up. It was a hard time telling exactly what these bullets did. And it was a hard time even seeing those bullets inside the rabbit because they were so shot up from the videos and stuff. But that's some pretty crazy stuff. Okay, so the first rabbit is in there, and here's the second one. This one's a whole lot cleaner. Not near the bullet pieces in this one. I can't even remember what this one was. This one was the 6.5 Creedmoor and 308 VMAX bullets, I believe. And then we shot the 450 Bushmaster Longway with a Barnes bullet. So yeah, this one's a lot cleaner. We're probably going to need about half to 3/4 of this rabbit in there to make that a full block. So that's what I'm going to work on next. Okay, so we are roughly 3.5 to 4 hours into the melting process here. Let's take a peek at it. Oh, that's looking good. Looks like we have about another hour or 2 to wait, and we'll check it again. Okay, so this roaster oven has been going for approximately 8 hours. I just got back from town. Let's open it up and let's see what it looks like. Okay, here it goes. Let's take a look. Oh yeah, it looks nice. All the bubbles are at the top. We do have a little bit of black stuff in there, I see. But other than that, it looks like we're ready for the cooling process. It's pretty awesome. Go ahead and turn this thing off. Okay, so we got the roaster oven turned off. I think I'm just going to take the lid off of that. And we're going to let it cool off for 12 plus hours. We'll check it tomorrow and see what it looks like. And if it's completely dry, we'll get it out of the mold. See you guys tomorrow, I guess. Taking another quick look at it, I noticed that all the little bullet pieces I missed are at the bottom of that. Check that out. You can see some black streaks in there. All that black stuff, I must have missed some. But I'm kind of curious to see what this is going to look like tomorrow after it dries. Stay tuned and we'll take a look at it tomorrow. See if we can remove it from the mold. Okay, so it's been 14 hours since we turned off this roaster oven. And it looks like it's completely dry. Let's see if we can get it out of the mold and see what it looks like. Okay, so that's what it looks like, completely dried. We're just going to have to try to break it loose from all around the corners here. And let's see if we can get it out of the mold. Okay, so the plan is to break it loose from the mold the whole way around, I think. Then it says to get your hand down in between the mold and the gel from one end. And get my hand down in there and break it loose. If I can get my hand clean at the bottom. We're getting it out. And here we got. Here's all the bullet pieces that I was talking about that came down to the bottom. So it's crazy how much stuff you can actually miss when putting all these pieces in the mold. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we got it out of the mold. These were those air bubbles that came to the top. I'm not 100% sure. Was I supposed to pop those bubbles or not? I don't know what was going on. But this did turn out a little bit foggy. I guess I'm supposed to take a hair dryer to it and it should clear it right up. So yeah, we got our first block. There's all the little bitty pieces of bullet that I missed. That is crazy. Okay, so that completes the process of ballistic gel meltdown. When you're pulling it out of the mold, it kind of fogs the surface. And the point of the hair dryer or blowing a heat gun against it is to just shine up the surface again. And I did throw some heat on it. It did seem to help some. I might have to hit it again. But yeah, we have millions of tiny little pieces of bullet on the bottom of this. It is so hard to get all of that clean, especially when you're shooting VMAXs and target rounds. If we were to shoot hunting bullets and more bonded bullets, I guarantee that we wouldn't have near as many little bitty pieces of bullet on the bottom of our gel. But yeah, that sums up today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.